Part 12. Holy shit, we're on part 12 of what I've learned from this situation of being Baker acted unjustly by my drunk mother. So, both me and my sister have struggled with mental health issues all of our lives, and she's always been in and out of hospitals, and she would always talk about how like horrible they were, and but she did really need them, but it's just really sad that's all we had for her. And so when I went through this experience, I just thought about her the entire time. I was so sad for her and the things that she had to go through. And the fact that so many people denied our realities to the point where they could watch us suffer so deeply and do nothing about the behaviors that were causing them. And me and my sister tried to talk to our parents, but they were in denial. They kept blaming us. That, no, we're the problem. We're the issue. They're doing everything right. They're the parent. That kind of stuff. So me and my sister suffered in silence for a lot of years. And I do believe, though, that her release at that time of expressing her emotions so deeply and the way that she did it actually saved her from getting an autoimmune disorder now. Because she doesn't have one, and I do. And I think the reason why I do is because I had to repress a lot more than her, because I felt like I had to be strong for her. Because I felt like seeing her like that meant she was weak. Because that's what my parents taught me, that emotions were weak. So I couldn't show emotions. I couldn't dare now lose my shit, even if I felt like I needed to, because it was also stressing my mom out deeply. She would come home and drink every night and then cry about it for years. That's what I had to deal with, my mom being so sad that we're fucked up, but not doing anything to change her behaviors. And so that's what this did for me. It burst the bubble of limerence with my mom coming back here. And that's the sad part, is I knew what I was getting myself into coming back here, that it was going to be so stressful, but I had to get away from an abusive man and toxic friends and toxic work environments. And so then I had to come to a different toxic environment that is still killing me. That's the sad part, is like it. That's also what I've realized being back here, is it's just always killed both of us. And when I called her, or I haven't called her yet, I'm gonna call her tomorrow. I texted her about it. She's like, you just have to get out. She knows, that this place kills us, slowly. Always has, always will, until they change. And so, that's why I'm really just manifesting getting out of here. I don't know how God's going to make it happen. But I need a miracle, And so I believe in those, 444. And I just have to hope and pray that maybe there's somebody compassionate out there who can help me, or God will open up a nursing lane, maybe to work from home, and I can get on insurance at least, and really figure out, because that's really my main goal. I really need to figure out, obviously, what's going on health-wise, but also get out of this stressful environment, because that's actually what's definitely exacerbating it. And so it's just tough, the stuff that we've had to go through all of our lives, me and my sister, with the level of narcissism and denial and abuse that we've had to face. My parents were so abusive to the point where they should have been in prison. That's the thing about it, is they were able to pretend like they weren't, and they made it look like we weren't, but we were very much abused. And so that's the thing that's beautiful about New Earth now, is I am going to be able to, with my sister, have vindication for us and call my father out, and make him face all these years and get the bastard back. Because when I was 17 years old, I remember coming home from a time of dropping my sister off again, and I listened to the song After the Storm by Mumford & Sons. That's why that song means so much to me. Because At 13, I had to face the reality that I had to get out of my house and be away from my parents. At 17, I had to face the reality that nobody was coming to save us. So we had to save ourselves somehow. And, I've been trying since then to just get out. So it's been hard. That I'm still here, and I took a path of just hoping that God has a plan for me to do that. But there's so many people in my position, and that is why this has to go down no matter what, and it will, and open contact will occur. Because there are so many people like me who are stuck with their abusers, and it is killing them. And it is that deep, and it is that serious for a lot of people right now. And it's not just parents that they're with. A lot of people are with partners, And so I actually watched this a lot. My friends got stuck in situations like this where they were stuck with abusers or their abusive parents and things like that. And, but I learned so much from this experience as well. It was kind of harsher, tougher realizations to come to, but it feels really good to finally be able to let go of any kind of obligation that I felt or guilt that I'm gonna share my truth someday, or realizing that I do need to get out. And so God will make that happen, And I just want to, again, remind people that we're in a state of war right now. Some of us are in the trenches. Some of us are on the front lines. Some of us are in the back. Some of us are at home. Do you know what I'm saying? But the difference about right now is that people who are in the trenches or they're in the front lines, they're told that they're not. So then they don't even realize that they're in war. And it's we couldn't even fathom telling a bunch of soldiers who just came home from a war that they didn't actually fight it and they weren't in it in the first place. And that's the difference now of the mental wars that we go. That's the extra layer and the extra piece that makes it extra difficult right now, is that people are able to deny people's realities to a point that it could kill them. And all I know is that God's going to make it right for all of us. And that you can't let the bastards win. So do whatever you have to do to stay here. So you can watch it. So you can get your justice. So you can get your victory. And that's what I'm holding on to. I feel very grateful to have this mindset right now. I feel, grateful to have compassion and calm and just absolute clarity around a lot of things. I didn't think a situation like that could end up good, but that's what God's teaching me, is that there's lessons in everything, and that is how you change your reality, because I experienced a situation that should have been horrible for me. And it ended up actually not being horrible for me. It just ended up being kind of a moment of clarity, but also a moment where I was so proud of myself for the way that I handled it. And also, observing some things that I needed to see, that also helped me kind of clear up and close out some family generational cycles and trauma and personal trauma that I've been through. So it was really traumatic, but it was also really beautiful. And that's where I'm at these days, holding everything with duality if I can. And that's all it is just trying to find duality. And your life changes, completely changes. Everything shifts after that. So that's what New Earth is. It's healing. It's getting to the closure stage of grief. It's moving on from this shit show that was the Matrix into New Earth and having beautiful lives that we all deserve this whole time. So I hope this